Welcome to Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, host of one of 3 press conferences kicking off the lead up to this once-in-a-lifetime event.
For decades now, boxing's most formidable opponent has been, well, boxing. Not the fighters, but the business. Negotiations that prove treacherous.
The sport is broken and fragmented. You can't make the fights that everybody wants to see.
Torturous.
How many years have I been clamoring so we can get the fights that we want to see when we want to see them?
And ultimately fruitless. That left generations of fans asking, what if?
We have a big vision. The sport is very important for us.
What if kings would meet? What if they were likely the 2 greatest active fighters of the 21st century? The sport's biggest draw.
Big shot by Canelo Alvarez.
And its savviest predator.
Crawford pouring it on. That's it. The fight's all over.
What if Canelo Alvarez fought Terence Crawford? Guess what? No more what if. It's on.
And you are looking live at the beautiful Boulevard City, which has become host to some of the biggest fights in recent memory. And of course, the host to today's press conference in the heart of Riyadh in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. And this is step 1 of the trifecta of press conferences. That's just how big this fight is, ladies and gentlemen. We are here on Friday, June 20th. We'll jump on a plane and head to the Big Apple, ladies and gentlemen. 6,500 miles, over 10,000 kilometers for the Big Apple's New York City Fanatics Fest. That's press event number 2. And from there, the original fight capital of the world, we'll head to Las Vegas, the site of the fight. That's Friday, June 27th, press event number 3 as we get set for September 13th showdown. And if you're in the New York City area on Sunday, make sure you head down to Fanatics Fest and join us for the second press conference live. It starts at 1:30 Eastern Time, Canelo and Crawford, the second showdown on our 3-stop press tour. And then again, the third and final stop of the press tour is 1 week from today, Friday, June 27th, live from the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. You can catch it live in person. Come down and see it, ladies and gentlemen. As we count down the days towards September 13th, live in Las Vegas. Good evening and welcome to those of you here joining us at Boulevard City in Riyadh, as well as those of you watching us live around the world as we're getting set for the blockbuster battle the world has been waiting for in Las Vegas, Nevada, for the undisputed super middleweight championship of the world. Canelo Alvarez taking on Terence "Bud" Crawford. We begin by extending our sincere thanks to the custodian of the 2 holy mosques, King Salman bin Abdulaziz, and to His Royal Highness Prince Mohammed bin Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, Crown Prince His Excellency Turki Al Sheikh, the chairman of the General Entertainment Authority GIA, the Saudi Boxing Federation, Riyadh Season, and of course, SILA and TKO. My name is Todd Grisham. I'm privileged to be here, but without further ado, let's now welcome the fighters.
And fighting out of the red corner,
Hard work ain't never killed nobody. And we working.
Terence "Bud" Crawford.
Here he is, loading up shots. Terence Crawford unleashes a barrage.
Sickening punches from Crawford.
Look at this bang, the hit snaps back. Oh, you caught again. Nails him again. Listen to the crowd. But you know me. Whoa. He swing, I swing.
He drops him on his nose. Here's Crawford turning it up a notch.
He keeps battling. Oh, my God. It's all over.
Terence "Bud" Crawford is just getting better and better.
Stay tuned.
He is a 4-division world champion, the first man to become undisputed in 2 different weight classes, a pound-for-pound star, and the man moving up 2 weight classes, 14 pounds, to challenge for the undisputed super middleweight title. Put your hands together from Omaha, Nebraska, Terrence Bud Crawford!
Let's go! Let's go! I know they see us coming. Let's go! Let's go! Tell them we ain't never scared. Let's go! Hey, yeah. The scoreboard ain't never lie. I can tell these boys terrified. We ain't gon' never hide. We show up and shut it down. Yeah, my dog's gon' let it fly. If we in the hole, we dig it out. We get in the mode and stick it out. They gotta go. We sending them home and giving them something to think about. Yeah. We don't gossip. We don't chit chat.
And now it's time to meet the champ.
The winner, Canelo
Alvarez is one of the hardest hitters in all of boxing.
And there is Canelo dropping Trump with a straight right. Canelo Alvarez.
There's a reason why he's the man. There's a reason why he's one of the best finishers in all of boxing. He is proving beyond the shadow of a doubt that the world is his. Canelo Alvarez with a highlight reel knockout victory.
Homeland's hurt. Homeland's down. Homeland's out. It's over. That fast.
This is real boxing. This is a real fight.
He is a man that needs no introduction, but I'll give him one anyway. Ladies and gentlemen, a 4-division world champion, a pound-for-pound star and future Hall of Famer. He is the undisputed super middleweight champion of the world from Guadalajara, Mexico, Saul Canelo Alvarez!
Poder decir mexicano soy, un enorme privilegio que Dios a mí me brindó.
And now please join me in welcoming to the stage the man who made all of this possible, His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh. And joining His Excellency is Dr. Rakan Al-Harthi, the Managing Director of Zilla. Turki, the floor is yours, sir.
I don't know why they put me here. I want to be in the side of Crawford. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In the beginning, I want to thank the Crown Prince, Prince Mohammed bin Salman, for all his support for us, for his people, supporting us in the Boxing Federation, Riyadh season, Gia, Sila. I want to thank my partner, my dear friend, Dr. Rakan. I want to thank the 2 legends, the great fighters. In the end, it's happened, thanks to God. Thank you, Bella, Netflix. I am sure it will be something amazing, and I promise it will be something amazing. Bella and all the team of Netflix, we will do big things together, and this is the beginning of great relationship between the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Gia, and Netflix, inshallah. We decided yesterday, after 12 o'clock, before 12 o'clock, we have a dinner together, and that's it. They are professional yesterday in front of me, and after 12 o'clock, the prestige and everything is disappeared now. They will start. As I said last week, I hate Tom and Jerry's kinds of boxing. I am sure they will deliver for me smashing face and blood, and this is the boxing. I don't want to force to be having ring 12 by 12 or something like this, to have something like this big fight. We assist to have it in Vegas because Vegas is the capital of this, the capital of the boxing, and their fans and for all the fans around the world to see it in the perfect time. We own this fight, and this is the beginning. And I think, inshallah, on the 13th of September, we will see great fight, one of the best fights, and at least the last 10 years.
Boxing is the purest form of sport. It is the literal imposition of one man's will on another. That's why boxing's biggest fights are massive cultural events. And when you get two of the greatest fighters who've ever lived, you're about to witness the best moment in sport. And that moment is now upon us.
I've done it all, and I've seen it all. Yeah, they doubted me, but I beat them all.
Terrence Crawford, the best in the world.
He remains undefeated.
I got all the belts on my waist and on my shoulder. This is the Terrence Crawford era.
Who do you want next?
Well, you already know who I want.
The undisputed super middleweight champion of the world.
This is a resume that is Hall of Fame worthy.
He's the king of boxing.
I'm the greatest the world's and the best to ever do it.
Que esta pelea lo que se ha llevado en torno, lo que la gente ha querido ver, es mucho más grande que las demás.
This is a fight that's been marinating for years. I've been preparing my whole life for this moment. This is one of them fights that will be talked about forever.
Canelo Alvarez, one of the greatest Mexican boxers of all time. All of Mexico is marching with him. Viva Mexico, cabrones!
Terrence Bud Crawford. He is on a whole nother level.
It doesn't get any bigger than this.
This is truly a super fight.
The sport of boxing will change forever.
All right, I have some questions for the fighters, but before we do that, we'd like to hear from the media first. We have an open mic for some questions. Let's turn it over now.
Where are you going exactly?
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. فهد الشهري من قناة العربية. بداية نرحب بكم دوما في مدينة الرياض وفي موسم الرياض. الخطوة الأولى سؤالي معالي تركي آل الشيخ. الخطوة الأولى للقاء الأكبر أو النزال الأكبر في العالم تبدأ من الرياض. ماذا يمثل لك هذا؟
Next time I want the question in English, please. And start with the international media, please. Thank you for the questions. It's mean that the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia now is big player in the boxing field around the world. Now the great fight in the last 3 years happened here in the kingdom, but this fight is the biggest, and we assist to have it in America, to go worldwide, sponsoring and financing and everything by us.
All right, looks like we have another question from this side.
Question for His Excellency. You said many times now that you don't want any more of these Tom and Jerry fights where one fighter is chasing the other one. What is your plan to kind of stop these fights?
We will not have him anymore. This is the first thing. The second, we will have in this fight and the next fight bonus for KO.
And then secondly, there's been some social media speculation, we'll say, about when this fight is going to take place. So when will it be?
Who's asking about the time and the place? Can you be specific?
Yeah, we saw Oscar De La Hoya trying to say that the fight was going to take place maybe in the daytime.
Yeah, this is what I want from you, to say his name. I decide with Dana White to have a breakfast in MGM at 10 a.m., inshallah. Then we will go to the arena to have the fights quick. And after that, we will go dinner to Carbon, and in the night, we will watch Conjuring, because it will launch in September. Oscar De La Hoya wastes my time with this question. Of course, this is in the peak. This is the boxing, the sport #1 in the world. This is Canelo and Crawford.
All right, on the left-hand side here.
Your Excellency, Tazzy Brown from Australia, FightHot.com. First of all, congratulations for everything you've done for boxing since you've come into the game. They've gave us many great fights, and you continue with Your Excellency to keep giving us greater fights. You're a boxing historian yourself. Do you think this fight resembles Marvin Hagler, Sugar Ray Leonard in the 80s? The fact that Canelo and Terence Crawford are the two great pound-for-pound legends, both first ballot Hall of Famers in the future, and Terence is going for his third undisputed. Canelo defended his second undisputed. Do you think it's a resemblance of Sugar Ray Leonard, Marvin Hagler?
I will start with Crawford. Crawford coming to this fight, two-time undisputed champion, with the O in his record of losing. He dreamed to be the third time the undisputed champion. Second, it is Canelo. Canelo who's fighting everyone. If you see the brilliant CV of Canelo in the last 20 years, he is in the ring. He fight everyone. And I don't think Canelo will give Crawford chance to beat him, especially if Crawford go 2 weight up. It will be something Canelo doesn't want it in his record. This will be one of the best fight in the last at least 10 years. And I need to mention why we choose Netflix. Netflix is the big platform. Second, if you ask about the numbers of the subscriber and the pay-per-view, let's see the record. In that time, in 2015, 2013, the internet and the piracy was not like now. Now is the best options to go with the big platform, and I think this fight we will have the big record around the world, and we will show the world what is real boxing. Especially Netflix, we will show them what is the real boxing.
All right, and the final media question right over here.
Question to His Excellency. You said earlier about the fact that you had both Canelo and Crawford round for a dinner last night. Can you talk to us a little bit about the reason behind that, what was discussed, and whether any future plans were in the works? Because I know you're constantly trying to tick off new venues and break new records. What could be next after this fight?
This is from our traditional way in Saudi Arabia, to have our guests in our home and to see them together. And in the last 3 years, you've been here in the kingdom a lot. We deal with our people who's coming here as a guest, like a king. They came here like a king. And we deal with them with respect, and we talk about the future. You know what we have with Canelo for the next 2 years, and we will try to extend this relationship. It will not be only in boxing. And my relationship with Crawford, we have a lot of plan in the future. we talked yesterday, and they are professional, but I think starting from last night, they know what they need to do. Thank you so much, and I will make the legend continue. Thank you.
Okay, now let's hear from the fighters, and I'll start first with the undisputed super middleweight champion. Canelo, welcome back to Riyadh. Of course, the last time we saw you here fighting under the, here in the kingdom under the Riyadh banner, you fought William Skull. What were your impressions of that fight night and that fight itself?
You mean William Skull?
Yes, that fight, the whole
you
event.
You think that was a fight? No, I don't think so. That's a deception for me because, you know, I come to fight, but you need to have both fighters think the same, right? And a little deceptional, but we win. That's all that matters. And we are focused 100% on these fights, in this fight, because, you know, this fight is big. And for me, making history is my goal, my whole life. So I'm very excited for this fight.
And Terrence, it's been a while since we saw you in action. It was last summer under the Riyadh season banner in Los Angeles. What did you think about your fight against Madrimov and fighting under the Riyadh season?
I thought my fight was a clear-cut victory. It may have not been what the fans is used to seeing, being that I was on a KO streak. So I'm cool with my performance and my victory, and I'm looking to be bigger, better in this next one.
You heard His Excellency saying no more Tom and Jerry, no more running, but you're moving up 2 weight classes. It's not going to be smart for you to stand there and hammer it out with this guy. So how do you kind of balance that, not running, but being elusive in fighting Canelo?
However I got to fight, I'm going to win. Simple as that. I'm not going to let somebody else force me or tell me how to fight when I've been fighting my whole life. You know, I won't be running. You know, I could tell you that. But I will be, you know, doing a lot of touching.
Well, you don't move up 2 weight classes to fight someone like this, and you've been calling out forever, if you don't see a path to victory, you don't see holes in his game. What areas do you think you're better than Canelo, and how do you see yourself beating him?
Well, listen, I called Canelo out because, like I said, he the last great fighter amongst the era that surpassed us. You know, the Floyd, the Pacquiao, the De La Hoya. We both came up in that era, and he was right there with those fighters, and he got the chance to fight the Miguel Cottos, the Floyd Mayweathers, and, you know, the Kovalevs and Triple Gs, and I wasn't able to get those mega fights, you know, so this is my mega fight, this is my moment, and that's the reason why I want to fight an all-time great like Canelo.
Hey, Canelo, you were recently asked about Terrence Crawford. You said he's good, but he's no Canelo. What can you do that Terrence cannot do?
No, don't get me wrong. He's a great fighter, like I say, he's no Canelo. Obviously, I'm been in this situation for a long time, and I have the experience. They only focus on my power, but I have more than that. And I think this fight is gonna be one of my best fights in my history, in my record, and I'm very excited. I'm very excited, motivated, because this is all about. I want to make history, and I'm very excited for this fight.
You've accepted this fight now, but in the previous years, you said it doesn't interest you because you have nothing to gain and everything to lose. If he were to beat you, how damaging would that be to the Canelo brand?
He's not gonna beat me. Don't worry about it. He's not gonna beat me. Don't worry about it. I think this fight is gonna be in the books of the history of boxing for sure. That's for sure.
For sure, them belts coming with me. They coming home with me. I'm telling you right now.
You can see it, but
it's
gonna be difficult. You take it to your home.
I'm taking them. And ain't nothing you're going to be able to do about it come fight night.
I know Turkey is in your corner.
I promise you.
But look, it's going to be very difficult. He's going to be so mad that day. Believe me.
I see you. I see you. You see, I'm
I
different.
see you too.
You see, I'm
I see
different
you.
than all the other ones.
No, I see you. No, you don't know different. You're nothing different.
I'm different.
Nothing different.
I'm different.
We'll see.
You're going to see.
We'll
You
see.
know it.
We'll see. We'll
We're
see.
going to
son.
see.
Terrence, how did you think he did against William Skull?
No comment. He won. We on to the next. It's me and him.
Some people said he should have done a better job cutting the ring off. It was the fewest punches ever landed. Did you see it that way?
Listen, I'm not here to talk about his past fights. I'm here to talk about his present fight, and that's him versus me, and that's what I'm here to talk about. Me versus him, not him versus any other of his previous opponents.
Do you expect him to run like a lot of people?
I hope not.
You don't think so?
I hope not. I hope not, because I think people deserve a good fight. And that's why we are here, right? To make a good fight and the best fighter win. And I expect he put a great fight.
You've heard the critics, I'm sure. This fight at one point I think was 5-1 odds for you. Now it's tightened up to under 2-1 odds. Your recent performances, do you think you've fought to your level of expectations? Are you pleased with the way you've fought your last couple fights?
Yeah, I do what I supposed to do in my fights. You know, I'm not focused. I'm never focused about if I'm the favor or not. I'm being in both sides. I always focus on how I train and how I prepare myself, and that's it. I know my abilities, and I'm confident about that.
This fight is in Las Vegas. Obviously, there's going to be a huge Mexican crowd there for him. How confident are you that the judges will give you a fair shake after the end of the 12 rounds?
Listen, I can't focus on the judges. I just got to focus on doing what I can do and controlling what I can control inside the ring. And that's, going out there and winning the fight decisively.
You're bulked up now. You're bigger than ever. Do you feel stronger? Do you feel like you can knock Canelo out?
Man, listen, like I said before, any fighter can be knocked out. Canelo got a granite chin. He's tough. He's durable. We've seen him hurt a couple of times, but not to the point where, it's not respected. But given the right circumstances, anybody can get knocked out.
Do you expect this, when the fight's over, to be a razor-close fight, or are we going to say, wow, Terrence beat him convincingly?
Listen, I'm always going to rise in the big occasions. I always did in my whole career. This is my moment, and I'm not letting Canelo take it away from me. Simple as that.
And Canelo, you've been the smaller fighter in a lot of your fights. Do you feel like you can bully this guy around since he's coming up 14 pounds?
I've been in his position before, and I'm not thinking about that. I'm just gonna do my job and take everything serious, and not thinking about if smaller or bigger. I always prepare myself for the best fighter out there.
This fight is on a massive platform. This could be the biggest audience that's ever watched one of your fights. Is it good enough for you on Netflix just to beat Terrence, or do you have to put on a show?
I'm a winner. I always thinking about the win, and I'm coming to win. And Netflix or not, I always coming to win. My mindset is different, and I'm very thankful with Netflix, with Turki Al-Ashi, with all the guys involved in this fight, because for me, it's all about make history, and I'm glad to be here.
Who would you say is the toughest opponent you've ever faced, and where would you rank Terrence?
No, he's one of the top fighters I'm gonna face in my career for sure. He's a great fighter, but I have many great fights in my career.
And when you visualize how this fight's going to play out, what are we going to be saying about you and about this fight when it's all said and done?
I don't really know, because you expect something, and then other things coming in the fight. But I'm gonna prepare myself for everything. And
Terrence, I know you guys were on Piers Morgan recently and talked about what would happen if this was a street fight. I know you have a wrestling background. If this fight took place in Omaha on the streets, you and Canelo, what would it look like?
Come on, man. Y'all know what I do. I ain't got to talk about it. On the streets, I'm me against anybody. I ain't never going to say another man going to whoop me. So, that's your answer right there.
I guess in Guadalajara, you think it'd be a little different on the streets if Terrence came to town?
I think every city, every place is different, no? It's different. But we're not talking about the streets. We're talking about boxing, the beautiful sport of boxing. So that's different, way different than the streets.
And a lot of people are watching right now. What's your message to your fans as we prepare for this fight on September 13th? Why should they tune in and watch this battle?
You know, they know I always come to fight. I always come with my best. And I just thankful with them for all the support. And I hope them will be there watching or in the arena, cheering for me and enjoy the win.
And Terrence, the same question for you. I guess a lot of people will be showing up from Omaha and Las Vegas for that weekend. What's your message to your fans as you take on the biggest challenge of your career?
Listen, I just tell them, suit up. We're about to bring some more jewelry home, and it's going to be an exciting day for boxing. History will be made. Terrence Crawford will be the first male boxer, three-weight undisputed champion of the world. And I mean that.
He has a lot to lose in this fight, but you, in this day and era of boxing, that O is so important. Why are you risking all of that to chase Canelo Alvarez, that perfect record, that amazing resume you have?
Big risk, big reward. I'm a risk taker, and I ain't scared.
Any chance you beat Canelo and ride off into the sunset? Is this the way it ends?
I ain't even thinking about that right now. My focus is, September 13th.
You're still in your prime.
Still ready.
All right. And now we'd like to welcome to the stage from the Ring Magazine, please welcome Rick Reno, ladies and gentlemen. And this is what it's all about, ladies and gentlemen. This is what they are fighting for. The brand new ring belt. This is for the undisputed 168-pound championship of the world.
For a mega fight of this magnitude, we wanted to create an exclusive mega belt. So we spoke to numerous companies all over the world and eventually settled on a top-tier company from the UK. This company often gets commissioned to create items for kings, for queens, jewelry, high-end medals for the British Army. And for the belt that Canelo has over there, we spent 100,000 pounds. For this belt, we upped the ante to 140,000 pounds. This is by far the most expensive Ring Magazine belt ever created, the finest gold, the finest craftsmanship. Canelo Alvarez, Terrence Bud Crawford are the two very best fighters of this era. But there can only be one, and only one of them is going home with this belt Saturday night, September 13th in Las Vegas. Watch it live on Netflix. I thank everyone for coming out. See you in Las Vegas.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for our first stare down between these two champions as we get set for September 13th, undisputed super middleweight championship of the world. And of course, the last time these men went nose to nose was after Canelo beat William Skull here in Riyadh in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. All smiles then. Today, a little different story. Undisputed glory on the line. Once in a lifetime, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for Terrence Bud Crawford and Canelo Alvarez. We'll see you Sunday for the second leg of this 3-stop world tour. So long from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.